On today's expose, no other than William Stryker for this episode. William Stryker. Oh, this man first appeared in God Loves, Man Kills. It was an X-Men graphic novel all the way back in 1982. It's funny because he kind of was left for dead in the comics. Like, he gets shot. We don't hear about him for years and years until God Loves, Man Kills 2. But he's a little different from this movie. Chris Claremont was inspired by televangelists, like the rise of televangelism in the 80s. So William Stryker was an ex-military man who's now a reverend who's using his televangelism in order to attract people to his non-mutant ways. Kevin, you're going to hate this guy. I know you. I know how you are. You're going to hate him. His story in the comics... Oh, you've seen the picture? But wait,
he looks like Matlock.
Yeah. So his hatred for mutants comes from the fact that his wife gave birth to a mutant. The mutant came out looking like a mutant. So it's a little different in that it was born different, like Nightcrawler in a way. So he decided to kill his child rather than have a mutant child. And then he decided to kill his wife rather than have a wife that could give birth to mutants. And then he decided, well, fuck, what did I just do? And he tried to kill himself, but he survived. And he decided that Satan was trying to plant... he was trying to plant demons on Earth through fetuses. Like, basically populate the Earth with evil mutants. So this is what causes him to, start his crusade to kill all mutants.
Yeah. The devil.
And
he's among us.
We'll talk about this. I don't know. I'm fascinated by this. I don't know how much other people will be. So X2 is based on God Loves, Man Kills. Of course, it has a lot of similarities. But God Loves, Man Kills inspired a story in Ultimate X-Men called Return to Weapon X. And then Return to Weapon X was inspired by the X-Men movie. That's why Ultimate X-Men started in the first place. And then X2 took God Loves, Man Kills and Return to Weapon X and then made a whole new original story by mixing the two. It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
They all just feed off of each other. We have to keep the continuity somehow. It's just all feeds into each other.
Yeah. All right, so that's all I'll talk about it now. We'll talk about similarities more in the end, and I'll go over that. But yeah, strap yourselves in, sexy Xies. Not only is this a movie we're excited to talk about, it's a little over 2 hour movie. So yeah,
this is the longest of the trilogy anyway. It's the longest movie of the three that I remember.
I go where I wanna go. Jean.
Scott!
Jean?
Scott!
I summon the Arctic winds! No more mutants! I summon the Arctic winds! No more mutants! I summon the Arctic winds! No more mutants! There's always more gators in the bayou.
Don't get a
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Shawn. I'm your ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X fan myself, Kevin!
Yay!
Yay!
We're here this week to talk about X2.
Woo!
Also called X-Men United.
United.
I feel like X-Men United, they started calling that in certain countries. And then I feel like by the time it got to home media, they started calling it that on home media. I think that's where it came from.
Yeah.
And then in some countries, they called it X-Men 2. But we got X2.
I'm looking at my book right here, and they show me a Japanese movie poster that says X-Men 2 on it.
Wow.
It's a very neat little book.
Yeah, I wonder why they thought, oh, well, they'll respond more to X-Men 2 in Japan, more to X2 in America, but for home media, we should call it X2 X-Men United.
Yeah. goofy.
Oh, well. So in this one, we get Patrick Stewart back, Hugh Jackman, Ian McKellen. I did look up an interview as promised. At least on one of the shows she was on, it was Famke Janssen. But then when I looked up like how to pronounce it on Google, it did say Janssen. So it might be Famke Janssen.
So it's probably like that's how it's supposed to be said, but everyone calls her Jansen and she just accepts it.
Yeah, it said it's common for Americans to pronounce it Janssen, but it's supposed to be Janssen. So yeah, maybe she's just Americanized it.
Yeah.
We get James Marsden, Holly Berry, Anna Paquin, Rebecca Romijn. We also get newcomers, Nightcrawler, Alan Cumming, and William Stryker, Brian Cox. All right, so last week on our Previously On, we asked which character did they most get right in the movie? Was it Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, or Jean? This was pretty close. We almost had a tie.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
goodness.
it's because it's between probably Wolverine and Cyclops, right?
Well, coming in last place with only 8% of the votes, I'm very happy about this because people agree with me. Fuck you, Storm. Fuck you, Holly Berry as Storm. Again, lovely actress. Love you in other movies. Don't love you as Storm. That's my opinion. Jean Grey got 22% of the votes. She didn't do too bad. Wolverine got 33%, and Cyclops won with 37%.
Ooh, yeah. I saw it was getting close, so I went to all of my accounts. I'm like, Cyclops, because I get tired of Wolverine getting everything. Like, you already have the movies about you. Whatever.
Wolverine. Plus, I mean, I would argue, he's a close second to me because he is a tall, sexy man, and Wolverine is a short, stout, not sexy old man. Yeah. So took some liberties.
He's different. Yeah.
Yeah. And the liberties paid off. I like him better as Hugh Jackman, but like he's not the same.
Yeah. See? That's all it comes down to. Ta-da.
Yeah. So X2 released May 2nd, 2003. So we kind of talked last week about X-Men Evolution coming out of X-Men 1. But yeah, Ultimate X-Men actually also came out of X-Men 1. Ultimate X-Men, if you're not familiar with it, was like Marvel's way of restarting X-Men in its own universe with like younger, like not as beefed up people so that younger audiences could like identify with them.
I remember them being slimmer, and I remember them have like these black suited outfits, very similar, very modern. It's so funny how they all fit into each other.
And then they also like retold the stories in condensed versions that kind of took its own like twist on the old stories, which was fun to read. And I know we talked about it, especially in Proteus, we talked about Ultimate, but we'll be talking about that here. The story was written by Zach Penn, Bryan Singer, and David Hayter. Did you just hear that?
What?
Did you just hear when I said David Hayter? Wait. There it is again. Say David Hayter.
David Hayter.
Yeah, it's doing it for you too.
I hear it. Oh my gosh, I hear it. It's in my brain.
The screenwriters were Dan Harris, David Hayter. I heard it again. And Michael Dougherty, or Dougherty. The reason I saved him for last is I had a fascination with him because not only is he cute, but he also did Trick or Treat. Have you ever seen Trick or Treat with Anna Paquin and Brian Cox?
I have. Yeah.
So I know we said we wouldn't talk too much about this, but there were some rumors that Bryan Singer was kind of sleeping with Michael Dougherty, and that's how Michael kind of got his start. And then once Michael was of a decent age, suddenly Bryan Singer had nothing to do with him anymore. Just a rumor, just something I've heard, just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But
while we're on this tangent, I just mention this right now. I heard a rumor about this movie that Bryan Singer would be like really off his rocker and like not be present and being like not around and like doing crazy stuff off in his trailer. And he was confronted by a lot of the cast to like get his shit together, and he's like, "You are fucking actors," blah blah blah, blah. And then Halle Berry's like, "Kiss my black ass," and like, just like so this whole confrontation during this movie,
Wow.
which is pretty crazy that it ended up as good as it did.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? When these movies were coming out, I had so much love and respect for him. I was like, it wasn't J.K. Rowling level like disappointment, but it was like a disappointment because like these movies were so good to start off.
Right.
Speaking of, directed by Bryan Singer.
Brian with a Y, but it's not where you think.
Stop it. All right. Oh my God. I'm so glad I get this first scene. This is still, to me, one of the coolest like scenes in a comic book movie. Like, they got this right. So
Yes.
let's talk about it.
Yes, let's do it.
At the White House, a blue fuzzy mutant, who's not really fuzzy, with elf ears and a devil's tail teleports a boot. He takes out all the president's men. He pounces the president and prepares to stab him when he is shot from behind and teleports away. So we get Nightcrawler.
We do get Nightcrawler. Okay. First of all, I want to before we even get to this scene, just the opening of everything, like 20th Century Fox, they had the lingering X, which is interesting, like X linkers, and this is
They
actually
did
the
in
first movie
one
too. They did in the first one, and then this is also the first movie that has the Marvel logo in it because they did not have it in the original, so that was cool to know. And I loved our little, montage of like the tissues turn into like techno tissue. Yeah, and so there's a kind of a cameo here.
Come out, wherever you are.
Don't worry about us, Dingo. We'll make sure we can.
Cameo.
I don't know if you noticed this. It's not a mutant necessarily, but the person who is giving the tour, is the voice of Jubilee in X-Men Evolution.
Oh, I did not notice because I don't know what she looks like.
Yeah, it is a white girl, so that's why it's a white lady.
Okay.
But she's like, if you take your tickets and come with me, I'll show you the tour. That's the voice of Jubilee in X-Men Evolution.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's like got some tidbits. All right, but now let's talk about this Nightcrawler scene. Epic, amazing, still holds up. One of the best things ever.
Yeah, I mean, just to imagine the amount of work that must have taken to get all those shots and to choreograph the whole thing, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's haunting. It's clever. There's a horror element because you hear sounds. You can't really see them. The smoke, the sulfur from the whatever dimension. What's it called?
The
blast.
limbo, right? No,
it's not limbo. It's another dimension.
Oh, I forgot. I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah, because I can't remember, but it's something with a B. It's something dimension, and he travels through it. And what's really cool too is Dies Irae by Mozart is playing, which is very cool. It signifies the devil, and there's religious aspects to it, so it's all really coming together in a haunting, beautiful, mysterious way.
I can't believe I couldn't think of this. It's the brimstone dimension.
Brimstone
that's
dimension.
why it smells
Thank
like
you.
brimstone. Like, I knew it smelled like brimstone, but I forgot that's the dimension too.
Mm-hmm. And that's the smoke and the sulfur that comes out when because he travels through there to, yeah. And that's where there's his bamps. And the wait, did we finish the scene or is it over yet?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. We see this is our first clue, and because so much has happened, we don't always think about this right away. But his thing says, "Mutant freedom now. I'm going to stab you for mutant kind." But this is the first clue that is trying to frame mutant kind, because why would a mutant try to make a statement like that? Because they know they would just come for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, frames. It's evil.
Well, and I love that hint that we get that when he's shot, like we get a close up of his eyes, like oh
Mm-hmm.
shit, what am I doing here? Like that's also a
Yeah.
big hint.
Yeah. Oh, evilness. Okay.
Hmm.
Here we go somewhere. Okay. Scene 2. In the backwoods of Canada. Canada Dry ginger ale. Logan searches for Alkali Lake. He finds an abandoned complex nestled in a dam. Meanwhile, Storm teaches a class at a museum. Jean and Scott follow along to watch the kids. Jean's power begins to wig out, and she hears everyone. Her power starts to affect the TVs. She tells Scott her dreams are getting worse. There's so much to talk about with this whole movie. Tell us what you have first.
Well, let's see what I have here. Well, first off, they really went hard on Hugh Jackman's hair. Like, did you like it when it was like very Wolverined up?
The curled.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what's funny? When I did Into the Woods, I played the wolf in Into the Woods, and I had longer hair then, and they styled my hair. They told me to style my hair like Hugh Jackman, so I had the whole Wolverine hair too when I did that show, which was fun.
Nice. We have another cameo here. What is this, like 2 already?
Yeah.
Come out, wherever you are.
Don't worry about us, Dingo. We'll make sure we can.
Cameo.
So when Storm says Artie to the boy who's like sticking his gross forked tongue out, that's Artie Maddox. But Artie in the comics is a Morlock, so he's got like pink kind of like bubbly skin. So you could tell he's a mutant. So they definitely made him more normal looking.
Dumped him down a little.
Yeah.
And also, there was a hint at Sabretooth when that kid was looking at the Sabretooth statue or skeleton.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. But what's good here, I have more. Well, I want to go back to the Wolverine thing because that wolf shows up, and I was like, poor non-representation of an actual Wolverine animal. Everyone thinks the wolf is more appropriate.
They're easier to train.
Okay. Yeah, right. Wolverines, they'd be wild. They'd be berserker. I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people would be like, what's that? Like, because nobody actually knows what a Wolverine looks like unless you know Wolverine and you know what they look like.
Yeah. And I don't know if you caught this, but if you listen to the voices in Jean's head, she actually hears voices of things, of characters, that voices that will be later said in the movie. Characters say later in the movie. So she's like a future.
I noticed that. That was cool.
Well, we have like Professor Xavier, something about you're scared or whatever. Then we have Wolverine's like, no! And then we see here Rogue's, what did Rogue say? They're after us or something. They're going to kill him. That's what it was. Rogue. So all those were said later on.
Yeah, and I like how they say that Jean's power was triggered from her using it in the first movie on at the Statue of Liberty. So like we have reason for her power to start to flare up. And this is similar to like Jean in the comics, like not realizing how strong she is.
Right, because she's slowly exerting herself in greater ways, and it's awakening deeper parts of her power. And yeah.
Bobby and Rogue go missing. They're in the food court with John Allardyce.
That's his last name. I didn't know his last name. That's fun.
Yeah, and actually in the comics he's Saint John, but in this one they just call him John because, like, I don't know, it'd be weird if he was Saint John.
Yeah.
John is showing off with his flamer powers, and Bobby ices a guy. Suddenly everyone freezes. In wheels Xavier. He tells the kids not to show off again. Everyone's attention turns to the TV, which is covering the White House event. So I remember when I first saw this, I was like, holy shit, Xavier can freeze a whole room of people? Like, that seems, I mean, now I look back.
It's Piper.
Piper. Yeah. Did you have any thoughts when you saw this? Because I was like, I don't know if he should be able to do that, but now I have thoughts on it.
You know, I didn't really question it because I thought maybe he's just kind of like going into their minds and making them almost like blank or like numb. And that's what kind of freezes them. I didn't think too much about it, but I figured it had to be some kind of telepathic something or other.
yeah, now that I've gotten older, 20 years later, yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like he does have the power to move objects with his mind, and he has the power to like freeze minds and control minds. So like putting those together, it makes sense. He can freeze a room of people's thoughts and their motor skills. So yeah.
What is interesting here too, those asshat guys are even worse because it said no smoking in the museum, and they were smoking.
How dare they?
So, yeah. And also, Jubilee is in this scene, but did you know there's a deleted scene here?
No, tell me about it, Janet.
Where Jubilee goes looking around at the museum. What are they called? Displays. And she sees one about mutants and stuff, and then she has like little sparkies out of her fingers, and then she's like, "Oh, delete." And then so they had her do something. Although her power looked more like electrical, I'm like, it's not really electricity, but sure. But yeah, so they deleted it.
It makes me so mad that like not only do they cut her scenes, but we never get to see her use her powers in real life.
Yeah, because then they cut a scene with her in X3 too. Right? I keep calling it X3, but there was it? No, sorry, there was a scene in First Class. I think that was deleted with her.
No, not First Class. She's not in that. But you're thinking of
which one is it?
X-Men Apocalypse, when
that's the
there's
one.
a whole scene of her going to the mall, and I think she used her powers at some point in there.
That's the one. Back at the manor, the X team discuss how to try to find a Nightcrawler. His movements are erratic. I wonder why. At the White House, William Stryker is meeting with the president. Stryker runs an anti-mutant regime and is offering his services. In comes Senator Kelly, Robert Kelly. How is he here? I don't know. Nobody knows. I mean, if people were smart, they would know. But people who didn't know, they're like, "Oh, he's still alive." Okay. But he talks to Robert Kelly to hear his plan, and Stryker shows the president the manor and tells him it ain't no ordinary school. The president agrees to let Stryker raid the manor. Kelly catches up with Stryker and Yuriko on the way out. Kelly wants to visit Eric in prison. Okay, there's something that Stryker says here. It's like, you were stuck on your mama's tit when I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think they're that much different in age. Like, really.
They didn't seem that much different, yeah.
They're not, like, you're like 6 months older. Cut your horses. Like,
Oh, Stryker. All right, back at the manor. Bobby and Rogue be flirting when Logan returns. Storm with the better hair enters the room, followed by Jean with the better hair. They both look better in this movie.
And I love how when Jean walked down the stairs, it's very she's all that. She's like, hey boys,
Yeah.
hey Logan,
Hey.
What's that song that plays? Not the Dawson's Creek, but something like that.
As Logan flirts, in comes Scott. Jean leaves. Logan walks into Cerebro to find Xavier scanning for Nightcrawler. He explains that Cerebro connects him to every human and mutant on Earth. Put that in your back pocket. Logan tells Xavier there was nothing at the lake. Nightcrawler's blip suddenly stops moving and Xavier locks in on him. Logan asks Xavier's help in reading his mind again. Xavier says no, but he can watch the kids while him and Scott go visit Eric. So, we have another cameo. Colossus!
Yay!
And he's sexy. I think, was his name like Peter Cudmore or something?
It's Daniel Cudmore.
Daniel. Okay, Daniel Cudmore.
Yes.
What I really appreciate, it's such a small detail, but he draws a picture making fun of Logan and shows it to another student. And Colossus is an artist. And that's not always paid attention to. Even in the comics, it's something that's been kind of left to the wayside for a long time. But they put that detail in the movie to show that, yes, he is in fact an artist. Usually more of a painter, but I like that they put that in there.
See? Although I was getting mad at Wolverine in the scene. I'm like, get off my girl, Logan. Like, know your
Yeah.
place.
And I use this scene as an example because we had a write-in last week from Nick Zamora saying that Scott's kind of a little bitch in these movies. But I like Scott in this scene because Wolverine throws the keys at Scott and says, I brought your bike back. It's low on gas. And Scott throws the keys back and he says, and fill it up. And
Fill her
Wolverine
up.
kind of
Yeah.
smiles. Shows he has respect for
Yeah.
Scott, like, checking him.
Right. It's like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
you
like
can't
that.
push me around.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
visor boy.
And just like the first one, I think this is great storytelling that like Xavier reveals to Wolverine if he locks on Kurt's mind too hard, it will kill him.
All right. At Magneto's prison, Eric is reading The Once and Future King. Interessant, because didn't Professor Xavier just do a lecture on that book? Oh, poetry. In comes Mr. Lorio, followed by Stryker. Lorio holds Nito down while Stryker injects Nito with a serum that enables him to control Eric. Ooh, kind of like what happened to Nightcrawler with that little thing on the back of the neck.
Yep.
Stryker demands Eric to tell him about the matter. Oh no! Tell me about your mansion so I can put blueprints in my computer.
Yeah. And this really establishes Stryker as like a force to be reckoned with. He was actually voted number 70 for like top video game comic book villains. So like he's someone, even though he hasn't been in the comics a whole lot, like he's made his stamp on the continuity and enough to like be in this movie. So he's dangerous.
Yeah.
Mystique takes on the guise of Lady Deathstrike and infiltrates Stryker's facility. She searches his files for any info she can find on Eric's location. Mystique comes across a file on Cerebro. She finds a second Cerebro is being built. Behind her, Yoriko is heading towards the office. She enters to find the desk empty. But she searches and finds the garbage man lurking about.
You know, that clue. Which clue is that?
Electronic clue.
I have that. I looked in my basement. I have that. I never played it, so I need to bust it out.
So you can get all my references.
Yes, I have that game in my basement.
Yeah, awesome. And then Mystique Garbage Man gives regular Garbage Man a weird look because, well, he gives her a weird look because he's like, wait,
Yeah.
that's what the fuck?
Like, what? I'm carrying the garbage. Don't you know I have a twin?
Yeah, what? Kevin, we have a huge fucking cameo right here. I love.
Oh
that they
my
added
gosh, this computer filled with the names.
Come out, wherever you are.
Don't worry about us, Dingo. I'll make sure we can.
Cameo.
So you
Actually,
noticed?
oh, go ahead. I noticed. There's so many names. It went down, and actually, there's even an extended scene of this where you see more names.
Oh shit! Wow.
I don't know what's all in it, but there's an extended scene of it. I need to go get those scenes up, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And you see,
So-
there's actually those pictures of the cops, the officers they show. One of them is what's his face that you mentioned,
Lorio?
David Hayter.
Oh,
One of them there's a picture of David Hayter on there. They have a picture of Bryan Singer on there. Like all these people are playing like guards in that computer.
oh yeah. I knew Bryan Singer was in there. I didn't know David Hayter.
Yeah,
Where does that keep coming from?
I hear. What is that?
But
yeah.
of course, because I'm me, I paused and I wrote these all out for you. So
Thank you.
Kyle Gibney, who's Wild Child, Guthrie, and it showed 2 next to it. So this is when we still only had Sam and Paige Guthrie, Cannonball and Husk. So they wouldn't have known there's others. Kenichio Harada, which is Silver Samurai, Garrison Kane, which goes as Kane, Remy LeBeau, never heard of him. No, it's Gambit. Eric Lyncher, Magneto, Artie Maddox, who we talked about, Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man. I love him.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot how to say it. I've been saying her name wrong this whole time. I always thought it was Shankoi Man, but in a recent comic, she said that's not how you pronounce it. I have to go look at that again. But Karma,
Is it like Xion, like the Kingdom Hearts character?
I think it might be Xion. I think it is that.
Fun.
I thought this was interesting. Maximoff with a 2 next to it. Who do we know who has the
Yeah.
last name Maximoff?
I think someone named Wanda and Pietro, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, and of course, this was before Marvel and Fox were like fighting over who gets to use them because
Right.
they were kind of in the middle ground. Kevin McTaggart, Proteus, Danielle Moonstar, who goes by Moonstar, and Aurora Monroe, Storm.
Yeah, and even more. Once after she goes through all those names, there's like a desktop with these files on there. They have a Wade Wilson one. There's a Mystique one. So there's even files on the one behind it. I forget. There's more than
Wow.
that. They couldn't get, but yeah, so many cameos.
That's crazy. Yeah, and some of those like Wild Child, like that's digging deep because like I don't know, he's not a big character at that time.
Yeah. Jean and Storm head to Kurt's location to talk to him. They find an old abandoned church. As they are being yelled at in German, Jean realizes Nightcrawler is a teleporter, which is why he was so hard to follow. Storm and Jean force Crawler out. Kurt tells them he was in the church and that he wasn't in control when he attacked the president. Jean and Storm notice a mark on the back of Night T's neck.
So I wanted to ask you, the skin markings were original to this movie, and it turns out we find out later he's been etching angel symbols.
Yeah.
I feel like this brings him to like a new religious level. Like, do you think this was good or was it too much?
I mean, it does make an interesting look. I'm not distracted by it. I think it adds dimension to his look, which I like. But it also makes you question like how devout is Nightcrawler that he's like harming himself to be like faithful to his, you know. I mean, you know what it is? Maybe he's so terrified of himself in a way because he thinks, you know, he starts to believe some of those devil things that are said to him, and he's like, if I do a sin, this is my way of like combating that. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I have like it does kind of bring up the question in my mind, and I have to look at it, even though it's not something I would do. Like, skin etchings aren't that different than like getting a tattoo.
Tattoos. You're right.
So, I mean, I love X-Men and have them tattooed to my arm, so I'm not going to judge him for the angelic symbols. I think what the key to his character is how he treats other people, and they do a good job of making him like loving towards other people. So yeah, I feel like this is something that could have gone either way, but they wrote him well enough to where it doesn't go there the bad way.
Right. Ultimate X-Men
along. I brought Ultimate
Beautiful.
X-Men along because I thought Nightcrawler in the comics in Ultimate X-Men was so cool and so cute.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah.
So his power like makes his mouth and his eyes glow, and for most of the comic, he has like just like cargo pants on, so he's shirtless the whole time. Like he's hot. This is probably where my obsession with Nightcrawler started.
Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you see that guy Nick? What's his face? All his like naked Nightcrawler drawings and the tail. Oh, they're super sexy.
Oh, I need to look that up.
Fun fact:
some
did
water
you know?
On me.
I know. Did you know that Alan Cumming is actually fluent in German?
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, and he played the MC in Cabaret before this, and so he's got lots of that under his belt, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. What I like about the story in X2 so far is in Return to Weapon X. Weapon X was capturing mutants and like through like machines put onto them was forcing them to like carry out acts in the name of Weapon X. and one of the ones they were experimenting on was Nightcrawler. He like was trying to escape to get help. So I like that they adapted like that Nightcrawler, and that they took that idea and ran with it, because in this they're being mind controlled to make it a little more easy on us and simpler, but in that they were in control of their thoughts, but if they didn't follow orders they would have exploded and died.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
more on
Ooh,
that
girl.
later. Ooh, girl.
I gotta say this quick. What I was thinking about Lady Deathstrike when she was cracking her fingers. I remember when this came out, because this one I just started cracking my fingers all the time as a kid, and then my sisters were looking at me, she's like, "Yeah, that's what you do, Kevin."
I did hate her
So it
finger
brought back
crackies.
memories.
It was so gross.
Yeah.
But I like the detail that her nails are painted silver, because that's a hint at what's to come.
Yeah. Apparently, Kelly Hu had to like have something like glued to underneath her fingernails as a start to get it going.
Ooh,
Yeah, and it was very uncomfortable. But
that's dedication.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the full thing, obviously, but she had to have something like glued to them. So that's why that's another reason why they're so long.
Okay. Elsewhere, Xavier and Cyclops get to Eric's plastic cell. Xavier's wheeled in. Oh, he's wheeled in by Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer.
We find out through Magneto that Xavier was Jason Stryker's teacher, but he failed Jason. Girl, just wait. Like, the inception of like comics to movie to comics, it gets even crazier. Just wait for it.
OMG.
But he failed Jason. Eric hints at Wolverine's past. Nito suddenly gets very solemn and apologizes to Charles. He tells Xavier he told Stryker everything. Xavier is imprisoned with Nito as Deathstrike attacks Scott, knocking him out.
I do kind of like Scott's look here. It reminds me of very much the Wolverine in the X-Men comic when he has like the coat.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like it. Yeah.
I feel like they named Jason Stryker Jason with purpose. I feel like he's Jason Weingard, Mastermind. He's very much Mastermind. Yeah. More on him later.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's so
much to do here. Oh my gosh. She was like, what did you tell him? Everything.
Yeah. She's so dramatic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ian McKellen, Magneto, the gay hero of this movie, all over the place. It's great. Anyway.
I don't know if you saw, I loved Art of Lucas for MLK Day this week, put out a picture of Martin Luther King in Xavier's chair with Malcolm X wearing Magneto's outfit, and he wrote in the thing, like, am I wrong? He's not.
No. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's this one. Okay. As Wolverine goes for a midnight snack, he encounters a young mutant and Bobby. And Bobby? Oh, yeah. You mean the TV guy? The TV kid?
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out who the TV kid's supposed to be. And he wasn't named as anyone in particular in the credits when I paused it.
Oh. I feel like somebody knows, and I feel like I saw it somewhere, but I can't tell you. But he is somebody.
Okay.
So TV kid, I call him Wyatt watching TV because the way he blinks his eyes just is like Wyatt flipping through the channels and bringing a dragon to life. But that's just me. All right, but that's not the important part. He meets Bobby. Logan and Bobby talk about the Drake family. They live in Boston. They don't know Bobby is a mutant. Logan asks Bobby about him and Rogue. Bobby shoots back with noticing how Logan looks at Jean. The little eye blinky boy. I love that. The little eye blinky boy goes to check out a noise to find it's Stryker's guards. Okay, what's interesting about this too is the TV he's watching is like commenting on what is actually happening to him. It's like the voice is like, the babies can't even see the killer. Someone uninvited is coming to dinner, and like they're unprotected, the little ones, whatever. So I think that's kind of cool. And but then they shoot the little blinky eye boy, and he gets knocked out. While still sitting with Bobby, Logan hears the guards and moves into action. There are too many for Wolverine to take on alone, but he sends a group of kids with Colossus in secret tunnels. But this is like the gay scene that I love so much. The blow of your soda pop. It's so sensual to me.
It is. And you know what? I think that's the moment where I was like, okay, we're starting to be the Iceman that I know, because he's a little more like fun and like doing stuff like blowing on ice bottles.
Yeah. It's like, let me blow your bottle, Wolverine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Dr.
I found
Pepper.
this. The Eye Blinky boy's name is Jones. It says a role that was created for X2 and does not have a direct parallel from the comics.
Okay, but he does have a name. Okay.
He does, Jones, which is a weird first name.
Yeah. Because he's in the third movie too, I thought. I think I see him in the third movie too.
I try to block that movie from my memory.
I know. Well, we're going to watch it, so.
No, I found some good in it, and I'll talk about that. But by the way, Disney Plus is fucking with me, because last week I could not find X-Men on Disney Plus, and now it's there. The first one. We did have 2 cameos, so we have Siren. This is where I noticed her in bed, and she does the scream. And then we have Kitty again, but she's a different actress, just like Jubilee's a different actress too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't keep one actress down.
The Kitty actress is Katie Stewart, who was also in the TV Wrinkle in Time movie the same year. I remember that. I remember watching the Wrinkle in Time movie. I'm like, that's Kitty Pryde!
And Daniel Cudmore, he's shirtless in his little shorts.
I know. Super sexy. You know, he was at the Uncanny Experience.
Wow.
They had him there, and he's still yummy. So
I wanted to go to that so bad, but it was just such a bad time for me.
Me too. I mean, they asked me so many times, and I'm like, I know I want to go, but I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, there's always this year, and we can meet Ryan Yoria there, because he'll probably go again too.
Yeah.
Okay. This next scene has the most unbelievable part of this whole movie. Logan is able to protect Rogue, Pyro, and Iceman by pushing them into the tunnels. He comes face to face with Stryker, who knows him. Stryker tells Logan it's been 15 years. He's about to spill the tea until Bobby creates an ice wall between them, pissing Logan off. Rogue begs Logan to escape with them. He finally leaves with the kids to protect them. Stryker blows down the ice wall, but he's too late. The X-Team escape to the garage, and Logan steals Scott's car. As they leave, Stryker's men find Cerebro and Hackett. In the car, Pyro looks for a CD player, but finds a batarang. It looked like a batarang.
It did. It's like, this is my walkie-talkie. Like, this is not going to connect with anybody. It's like, this is like a little walkie-talkie. It's a belt buckle they just unraveled. Like,
Logan announced they are heading to Boston to find Jean and Storm. Bobby unhappily announces his parents live in Boston. All right.
Boston.
The most unbelievable part in this whole movie, when they're in the car, they turn on the radio and it's bye, bye, bye. And everybody in the car is like, oh, and they turn it off. And I'm like, ain't nobody hates bye, bye, bye. That is such
Everybody
a good
loved
song. Fuck you all.
It's NSYNC. You know what's funny? You know what's interesting about this? I think this was put in on purpose because Bryan Singer was friends with JC Chasez at this time.
Oh, interesting.
And they would hang out.
Did JC come out of the closet ever?
No, just Lance, but
You know, I saw JC in person once a few years ago, and he was dressed like an old man trying to look cool.
Oh yeah, you told me this story. I remember.
Yeah, I was at a drag brunch in WeHo, and he walked into the bar. He was like half a room away from us, and everybody's going crazy, so we couldn't approach him. But I was like, "What are you wearing, girl?" And it was around the time I think that Lance opened his restaurant, Roscoe's or Rocco's, Rocco's. So I imagine he was probably visiting Lance and then stopped by because we were like right across the street.
Sure. Too funny.
Yeah.
Some other things about this past stuff. We get our Wolverine Berserker. This is his first Berserker, I think, that we see.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when he killed the guard in the Baba scene. The detail of the blade marks in the refrigerator. I love that. Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there was actually an extended scene of that. They cut it short where like he's like sits there and he stabs and he screams at the guy for a while instead of cutting right to Bobby. They thought that was too much, so they made it shorter, even though it was not much different. But they thought it was a little too intense. And you know, this ice wall was real ice.
Wow, it looked like real ice. It was good.
Yeah, that's why when we touched it, it's wet to the touch. It was a real ice wall that they put in there, and then they really blew it up. So fun little tidbits.
That is fun. You have all the tea on these movies. I kind of like sitting back and letting you talk about stuff.
I know. I mean, the later ones I won't know as much, but these early ones, I was like spent so much time on them, so that in my brain. Later on, I'm gonna have to do some research or something because I don't know. But these ones, X-Men and X-Men 2, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Lorio is chilling at a bar. Like he's like the main guard that's always like with Magneto. He's like the star guard.
Yeah.
He's chilling at a bar when a gorgeous fucking woman named My name's Grace. Ooh. She approaches him with 2 beers. She's like, "You thirsty? You want another beer? Here you go. Don't see the pills sizzling on the bottom." And then they make out in the bathroom. Kiss. Well, and what I love too is she's wearing like this kind of skin tight blue dress too, which is very fitting. Like, ooh, it's like almost like your real skin, but it's a dress. That was really clever. Rebecca Romijn. And fun fact too, this bathroom was actually built for the first movie to show the Cyclops origin scene that they never actually happened in the first movie.
Wow.
They saved that for. Yeah. So that was built for that. So a cool little fact there too. Anyway, but they go in the bathroom, make out until Grace unvelcros his pants and shoots him in the butt with iron. Well, because she's drugged, so she's like, and he like knocks out, and then he's like, "My butt, my underwears," and she's like, "Pull down your pants, let me inject you," and then she's like, "It's Mystique." Later that day, when Lorio returns to the prison cell, his metal content is questionable. There's like a little blip on the scan, and they're like, "Wait." It's like, "Nope, you're good to go." I'm like, "Okay." So she injected him with just enough to pass security.
Yep.
Magneto feels the metal in Lorio's butt instantly. I love that he like walks in and he's like laying there. He's like, "I smile at your entrance."
Yeah.
He's like, "I feel the power of your butt." He pulls it out. Oh, he pulls it out. Oh no, no. But then he's like, "Too much iron in your blood." And this is actually really pretty brutal. He like levitates the guard, sucks all the metal out, pulling it out of his body, blood. And the guy's dead. Sad. Oh, but then he turns into little metal balls, and this cool little metal disc that he stands on. That's super beautiful, and you see the impurities of like the blood in there, like it looks like real metal. Super cool. He revels in it.
This is such a cool scene, and like Sir Ian McKellen, like spot on acting, spot on casting. Like he is everything as Magneto.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Did you notice the cameo at the bar?
The TV, little Dr.
Yep.
Hank McCoy. Yes.
in his non-beast form.
Non-beast form. So we get to see
Kevin.
him before. Cool.
Are you sitting down?
Yes, I am.
She found it. She found it.
Ooh!
All right. Oh, I don't know if I can do these all from memory. Okay. I found the extended list that Mystique looks at. There's John Allardyce, which is Pyro. Amara Akia, who is Magma. Allison
Yeah.
Blair, who's Dazzler.
Yes.
Sally Blevins, who's Skids, who we saw in X-Men Animated when they went to the orphanage. Skids was one of the ones taken under control.
I think Skin is listed in there too from Generation X. I think he's in there.
Maybe. Elizabeth Braddock, Psylocke.
Yes.
I can't remember who this one is. Maria Kaya Santos. I don't remember from memory. It's familiar. I feel like if I see it, I'll be like, duh. There's Cassidy too. So of course that's Shawn and his daughter, Banshee and Siren. Lila Cheney. I'm so happy she's in here. She's like an interdimensional pop star. She has the power to like open portals to anywhere, kind of. Victor Creed, Sabretooth. Roberto da Costa, Sunspot. Oh, there's a spelling error. It says Lorne Dane. It should be Lorna Dane.
Lorna. Yeah.
Yeah, Polaris. Ooh! Bobby Drake, Iceman.
Yes.
Fred Dukes, who's Blob. Angelo Espinosa, Skin. So you got that one. And then it goes down to Kyle Gibney and the ones that we already read off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our extended list.
I wish, except for and then there's the files that we don't see. They didn't mention the files. And I think there's like 3 or 4 of the files that were behind it that I don't know. I know Wade Wilson was listed. There's somebody in the corner that I can't remember. And Mystique was in the files as well. So he had a file on Mystique somewhere.
Okay.
So.
Oh, and Maria Kaya Santos, that's Farrell. That's why it's so familiar.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So there you go.
Fun.
That's investigative reporting. That's what we do here at Solving for X.
Give you all the deets.
Yep. All right. Xavier has been taken by Stryker and he's being held at Alkali Lake. Stryker has put an inhibitor on him. Scott is also being held in the facility. Stryker is mad that Jason blamed being a mutant on him. He reveals that his wife accidentally killed herself by trying to stop Jason's illusion. So she like trying to drill the illusions out of her head. Like that's dark.
Yeah, she was so far gone that she is like killing herself with a drill to the temple.
Yeah.
This movie is actually secretly really dark. There's a lot of brutal things in this movie.
I don't remember how dark some of this was.
But it's weird because it's like really dark stuff, but in a palatable PG-13 kind of way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Stryker gives Deathstrike her next control injection. Stryker reveals to Xavier he plans on using him to kill all mutants. William has used Jason as an experiment to enact revenge on the mutants. And, like, I don't mind Deathstrike as much because she's being mind controlled. It explains why she has no personality. But this is kind of the beginning or a continuation of, like, X-villains just being used as throwaway characters.
Yeah, I think she only had one line in this movie. I forget what it was, but she says one thing. Oh, so like it's probably like, oh, what are you doing in here?
Yeah.
What are you doing in here?
But Kelly Hugh is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. This is the movie. I had such a crush on her after this movie. I had like posters of her. I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah. How stained was the poster?
It was on the wall. I didn't get it was shot somewhere else. Oh my gosh.
You see, she admits it.
All right. Thank you, Scar. Okay. Bobby and the gang end up at the Drake residence in Boston. It turns I liked because even all the cops that come are like, get down on the ground, I'm in from Boston. I can't, but they all have the accent and it makes me laugh. Anyway, it turns out Bobby loves snow sports. Oh, snow sports, not water sports. Snow sports.
I like how you try to make that sexy.
Oh, snow sports. Scuba diving. I mean, not scuba diving. Snowboarding. Anyway, as Rogue and Bobby go through his room, Logan continues playing with the Batarang. Bobby and Rogue kiss, giving her ice breath. Ooh, Mentos, the fresh maker. But then they kiss too much, and Bobby freaks out. He's like, "Oh, I got blue balls. Oh no, I'm just gay." And then they ask Bobby if he has tried. Have you tried not being a mutant? Ronnie seems uncomfortable through this conversation, silent, but he's wearing a Phoenix shirt because he loves the Phoenix. Apparently, he gets up and leaves, secretly calling the police.
I remember loving this line. Have you tried not being a mutant? Because I think that's when it finally clicked to me. Yeah, being a mutant is like being gay. It's looked down on in this world.
And the dad's like, no, we thought we were sending him to a school for the gifted. And this brought back this whole theme where I think both this family, well, they didn't know he was gay, but I might have thought this family and Stryker probably sent their children there because as a form of conversion therapy. They thought it was going to be a way to cure their little gayness, whatever. And then when it didn't, they're get all mad at him.
Yeah, and actually part of Iceman's struggle in the comics, which I appreciated, was he didn't want to be a mutant and gay. He didn't want to be two things he knew his parents didn't like. So that was part of the reason why he didn't come out for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a quick line here, and I don't like it. I don't know why.
Okay.
Pyro says to the dad, that the male gene carries the X gene. And I'm like, why does it always have to be males? Why do you take this power away from females? Why can't it just be passed down? I don't know. I didn't like it.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense scientifically because, males are the reason that they determine if a baby is male or female. They're the ones that determine the gender. So it makes sense that in that way.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I look at for example, let's look at Rachel Summers. If it's carried through the male gene, why does she show gene's power?
Yeah. That's good. I mean, maybe it mingles. Maybe it came from the male, but then mingled with the female, and now it's a hybrid, and now it's that. I don't know. Science.
That's true. Maybe just the gene that activates the mutant power, but maybe there's other backup genes that control what power you get. I don't know.
Right. But it also makes me think too about Stryker. It's Stryker's so mad at his child, so mad at his wife when it's his fault to begin with. Too, I kind of like that part of it. It's it's you, bitch. Blame yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, bitch. All right. Storm and Jean are back in the Blackbird with Kurt. They try in vain to get a hold of the teen. Kurt tells Storm that his skin etchings are angelic symbols, one for every sin. Jean announces how much has he sinned? He is covered. But I guess in a lot of people's version of sinning is today I shit in the toilet.
I said a naughty word.
Yeah, sin is such there's such a big scale for what's considered a sin in so many different languages or religions. Jean announces she found an active comm device. Wolverine picks up in the middle of the awkward conversation. Storm and Jean tell him they'll come pick them up. Just then the police arrive. Wolverine is shot in the head. Bobby and Ragu get down, but Pyro loses his cool and attacks the police. Rogue uses her power to absorb Pyro's power and bring the flames back under control. Just then, the Blackbird arrives.
First of all, I can't forget about the cat at the house. The cat's super cute, licking the Wolverine claws. I like it.
Yeah. I know. I wrote a line in here about how Wolverine almost stabs the cat, and you didn't read it. You missed that line.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, I probably got distracted by something else. But because the cat is like licking his claws, and then he pulls it back in here. Meow! Like, is the cat hurt? Is the cat okay? But apparently it is, because it like licks the frozen coffee later.
Yeah. Which it shouldn't be drinking.
Anyway.
Oh, wait, that's tea. That's tea.
Oh, tea. Yeah, frozen tea.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. But here, like, and even in the house, I'm going to talk Pyro for a minute. Pyro looks at the family pictures in the house, and I can't tell if he's looking longingly because he doesn't have a family life like that, or resentfully because he doesn't have a family life like that. Or because maybe his family isn't as, obviously his family is not as white picket fence as it looks like, so it's just funny that he's noticing these things.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't blame Pyro for freaking out here a little bit, because they just shot Wolverine cold blood, like, out of nowhere, just because he's like, put the knives on. He's like, I can't, and they just shoot him. I'm like, and I don't know who knows I would think he knew about the healing factor, but maybe he didn't. And so he's like, they just shot our teacher. I need to act right now, and so I don't really blame him. It is a little bit going off the beaten path for sure, not the way that you normally would. You show the crazy side, but they were crazy first. Just throwing that out there.
And I remember like really liking the scene because it's the start of Pyro's descent. Like, we see how you react to people threatening you really like forms where you're going, and it's kind of ambiguous whether he was in the right or wrong, because had he gotten down with Rogue and Bobby, like, would they have just been arrested? Like, what would have happened?
Then Emma Frost would have come to the police office and be like, yep, that's their names. They're coming with me.
Hello, I'm Officer Hootie, and this is Officer Blowfish.
Yes.
Which isn't even a real name. It's a fish.
Jean announces that they are almost back at the mansion when Storm notices two blips quickly approaching. Okay. After a short chase, Storm uses her power to make cloud coverage and tornadoes, but it is not enough. A jet fire missiles at the Blackbird. Jean is able to stop one missile, but she doesn't have the strength to stop both. It hits the Blackbird. Rogue is sucked from the hole in the Blackbird. Oh, sucked from the hole. Oh.
I knew it.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, anyway. As it's crashing, but Nightcrawler teleports and saves her. Just then, the Blackbird self-repairs and stabilizes. They were saved by Magneto and Mystique. Later that night, Rogue thanks Kurt for saving her. Nito tells the three ex-teachers about Stryker and Xavier being taken captive. He proposes a tryst to save Charles. He wants Jean to search Kurt's memories for Stryker's base.
Yay. Sorry about my great writing.
No, it's... Oh my gosh. So many things!
I know.
So many things are happening. It's crazy.
So this is where we see the fire in Jean's eyes. So this is the first hint of what's going on with Jean.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me back up some of this. I mean, do we have some of the Jason allusions here too with Xavier starting?
I kind of clumped stuff together, so it may have started here, but I put it all in one just to shorten things.
Gotcha. So I'll save my note then for that. But I love Storm here because they say something like, we're going to need a weapon or something, and then Storm just like tilts her head, doesn't say a word, eyes glow. She's like, I got this. It's like, this is the badass Storm that I wanted for number one. She's like, not even tell anybody. She's like, I got it. She takes care of the business, tilts her head, eyes are glowing, tornadoes, amazing, epic. And And I love this
Yeah.
whole sequence because it gives us the opportunity to see everybody's powers. We see Jean with her telekinesis and the fireflies, flamies, and then Nightcrawler using his teleportation. Like, it's good. It's fun.
It's a good scene, and it's like high
Yeah.
stakes because
Yeah.
the thought that they would be saved at all, especially by Magneto, like that's a huge surprise. Like, I'm not going to sit and wonder how Magneto knew how to be there at that time, but hey, it works.
Right. And like, oh, and then we get the team up of like the bad guys and the good guys, and that's always a fun little thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like how Magneto calls back to the first movie. He tells Wolverine, once again, you think it's all about you, because he's there for Nightcrawler.
You're like, my dear boy, who said anything about you? Yeah, and I love that. 'Cause like, yeah, Wolverine, not everything is about you. Even though Fox thinks so, even though those movies think so, not everything's about you.
Yeah, Wolverine.
Give someone else a chance.
Knowing where things go in X3, like, I don't know, just in case someone hasn't seen it, but knowing where things go, I'm like, why would the Phoenix save them all right here if she turns out the way she does?
Well,
I mean, I guess in these, it's more kind of Jean, so I could see, like, well, I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. I have questions. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just recently, I was talking about the X movies to my mentor at work who lives in Chicago. So when you like update me on your weather, I'm like, I already know because she told me first. But I told her because she's like, I love the Phoenix. I'm like, then you need to watch the animated series Phoenix. Don't watch the X-Men movies. And she's like, okay, I'll do that. But you could tell me the weather anytime, especially since she's only my mentor till Thursday. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was even colder today.
Dang.
We had and before that day, we had the world's biggest snowstorm we've ever had. It snowed for 30 hours straight, and I shoveled the driveway 4 times in a row. And I shoveled the driveway, and before I got done shoveling, it was already covered again. I was so mad that day. Oh, whatever, it's fine.
This is why I'm not moving out of California.
I need to move to California. I want to go to
live
in San Diego or Palm Springs or something because that would be nice.
Do it!
Okay.
All right. Later that night, Logan has a moment with Jean. She tells him she loves Scott. She says girls flirt with the bad boy, but they don't take them home. They marry the good guy. The two share a passionate fuck me kiss. Jean begs Logan to stop coming on her. For her. Mystique hornily watches it all. Nightcrawler asks her why she doesn't choose to hide her appearance. She answers, we shouldn't have to. As Logan is trying to remember his past, Jean, winky face, comes into his tent to fuck him. Logan finds the scar he gave Mystique and realizes it's her. He kicks her ass out. Get the fuck out of my tent.
Yeah.
I really wish, because she turned into Stryker and was like, is this what you want? I really wish she turned into Scott at some point in this.
It should have. Did she turn into Rogue at some point? That was the weird one.
Yeah, she turned into Rogue.
I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, Storm I could see because that's a callback to maybe the series when they were together. But Rogue?
Rogue?
No, don't do that.
Wrong one, Mystique.
Oh, speaking of Storm, I have a backtrack when she was talking to Nightcrawler on the plane, or on the Blackbird. I thought it was really interesting because she said she seems so hateful. She's like, I don't have pity anymore, of so hateful of humanity, which is such a weird difference from when she had that beautiful scene with Kelly in the first movie. Such a departure.
Yeah,
so I don't know,
that.
What happened between those two movies. I don't know.
And it's out of character for Storm to be like that.
Yeah. So there's that. But Rebecca with this whole even the voice, and then why do you not hide from them? Why did you turn and blend in? He's like, because we shouldn't have to. such delivered so well, so beautifully. It tells us so much about like Mystique is really on it when she's on it in this movie. So
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, they could have given her more, but what they did give her, like, it hits.
Yeah. All right. 18. On the Blackbird, Mystique and Magneto are giggling. Oh, we get Magneto, bitchy gay of the century, with his little fag hag. They're like, tee, and then they go, oh, by the way, Rogue, love what you did with the hat.
What
And
a
then Rogue's like,
bitch!
I know. It's like, oh, you. It's like she's like, I'm gonna take my glove off. I'm gonna get you, you bitchy gay. And so yeah, that's fun. I love that. It's so good. Anyway, and Magneto's like I mean, and Mystique's just like laughing too. Like she's like, look at her. She's so sad. Poor little white girl.
Yeah.
Pyro starts to talk to Nito. A bond is starting to be formed. Back at Alkali, Stryker is doing experiments on the mutant children. He is told that his machine is ready. Outside, the Blackbird touches down a small ways from the underground base. They discuss having to sneak in or else Stryker can operate the spillway and flood them. Wolverine volunteers to go, but Nito stops them and sends Mystique. Oh yeah, and the scene with the kissy kiss with Wolverine and the poor good guy thing. I'm like, poor Cyclops. Because he's just like the pretty boy, the good guy, delegated to obscurity in these movies. Like, he's not meant to be the movie that it's about. It's just like, I'm there to be, like, love me, and I'm the good person, and good boys don't get the girl in these movies. I don't know.
Yeah. This one kind of did him wrong.
Yeah. Oh! Yeah, with Pyro. And it's interesting because he talks and he doesn't know Pyro's story, but he just like he has it feeling, and I love the way he looks at Mystique like, yeah, whatever he does, at least we have a moment.
Yeah. He knows. He can tell. Stryker and his men watch as Logan confidently walks into the base. The X-Men were right. Stryker wants Logan alive and doesn't activate the spillway. Logan is taken into custody. Stryker can tell right away Logan is Mystique. He orders his men to shoot her, but she escapes and takes control of the control room. I thought that was funny. Takes control of the control room. She locks everyone out. Stryker and his men try in vain to
and she flips them off.
Yeah, she flips them off. And she does that weird slidey on the ground thing, which I always thought was weird. But I guess she could like change her form to like slide like that.
I just thought she like got some momentum. She did a flip or whatever, and then used her momentum to slide.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Yeah. Prompting Mystique to work faster. She opens the spillway doors, allowing the X-Men access to the base. Another blast rocks the doors, but it's Nito and the X-Men. Mystique locates Cerebro, their next target. Storm and Kurt split up to find the children. Jean goes to look for Scott and Xavier. Logan bounces. Deuces.
I love that. Just upon looking at him, at Logan, you can tell. Well, it's obvious because he's sitting there calm and smiling, like, like Logan. If Logan was there, he saw Stryker, he'd be like, get away from me. He would have a mean mug on his face, and not just like. So that was obvious. Of course, he knows.
So there's a line here. I want to know what your thought is. Wolverine talking about Mystique, he says she's good, and Nito says you have no idea. I'm like, is this a reference to like Magneto fucking Mystique? Are they fucking like?
I don't think so. I think it's more about like her capabilities and her fighting skills and what he's seen from her. But if you want to be sexual with it, sure.
I don't know. It always came off as very like sexual to me. Like, she's good. You have no idea. I'm like, oh.
It's like, no, you know shoes are fake, hey. Don't try to hide it. We know.
Yeah.
Have you seen the way you twirl your cape in this movie? Come on now.
That's true.
It's like, oh, like anyway, okay. Xavier fights Jason's control. He is being shown a fantasy where he is trying to help a young mutant girl. He tells her that they can go use Cerebro to find all of the mutants. Xavier and the girl enter Cerebro. She begs him to let her come into Cerebro with her. The scene shifts and we see Jason is the girl. Stryker takes Deathstrike and a catter of men join him at Janky Cerebro. He gives Jason the order to kill all mutants. Jason has Xavier put on Cerebro. Stryker seals the door and orders his men to kill anyone who approaches, even him, and then leaves. Xavier reaches out to all mutants through Cerebro.
Right?
So this is interesting. So earlier we had like the start of this. But when they first entered, we see in Jason's illusions that Xavier is standing, which I think is always a sign that we are in someone's mind because he's never standing in the real world. So every time we see him, it's like, oh yeah, that's in someone's mind. But he switches Xavier to the chair after that moment. So to further trick him into thinking the illusions are real, which is super interesting.
Well, and if I remember right, doesn't Xavier kind of know it's an illusion when he's standing, and then that's why he switched to a chair? Yeah.
Yeah. So that is smart.
That's really smart. And I also wonder, like, is this reading too into it to say that there may be like a gender identity theme with Jason for the fact that he appears as a girl?
Right. I was thinking that too. That's what he chose as his avatar, you know? So, yeah. And this girl, she was so good.
Yeah, she was.
the way she, especially I think of, well, I'll get to it when we get to it, but like that Storm Nightcrawler, like interaction, like, ooh, she's so good.
Yeah. She gives me the Red Queen from Resident Evil.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, very much so. Very much that. Yes. I did laugh. And I'm such a little stupid, like, I don't know, dirty mind person. I'm a child. But Xavier tells her, he's like, you can come inside.
Stop it, you naughty girl.
I couldn't help it. I was like, oh, you say those words together?
You're just jealous he didn't say them to you.
I am. Yeah.
There's a reason why he's in that wheelchair.
Yeah. Slept with Kevin. Can't walk.
Bad, Shawn, bad. All right. Jean is taking a stroll with Nito and Mystique when her... I was like, what is this word?
Peter Tingle.
Her Peter Tingle goes off.
Love it.
Call back to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
She psychically pushes her companions out of the way just before Scott blasts at them. He's being controlled by Stryker. Jean tells them to go on without her as she enters into battle with Scott. Jean psychically throws Scott. She then goes looking for him. He blasts at her, but she throws up a shield just in time. Her eyes go all fiery, and she sends the blast back at Scott. The blowback is so powerful, it damages the damn dam. Scott finds Jean. He's free of Stryker's control. She tells Scott something's wrong.
Yes.
This shows, like, how fucking powerful she is. She could have killed Scott easily. Like, she took him out pretty quick.
She did. But I also liked... Scott looked so sexy. He looked so good. And the way he blasted his powers and the suit on him. I don't know. I just like... I'm obsessed with him. I'm sorry. But I liked his look and I like the display of powers. Apparently, I heard this too. Apparently, at this time, his power was very expensive, and that would explain why they used less of him too.
Oh.
Yeah, his power is very expensive to shoot and get on screen. Whereas like nowadays, it's like the cheapest. It's like what all the
Yeah.
movies do. But yeah, this time it was very expensive to do, and that's probably why they didn't have as much.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, and look what I have. I have my
Oh, you have his
X2.
visor.
I have his visor, the official prop from Wind Glass Studios that I wear in a lot of my
Nice.
cosplays, my movie cosplay.
So I think in the next few scenes, I meant to like put a bunch of stuff together, and I think I failed because the next few scenes are like one sentence.
Oh, which one are we on?
22.
22. Okay. Kurt and Storm find their way to the mutant children. Nightcrawler ports in to calm them down.
So we have our big Jubilee cameo here because I know she's in it before, but they actually name her here. But did you also notice an error in the filming?
In the filming, I know. Well, okay. Okay. Well, tell me,
So
and then I'm gonna tell you my thing. Okay.
when Storm and Nightcrawler are running towards the kids, it shows a shot. It's really funny if you look for it. It shows a shot of the kids, but you see Nightcrawler standing against the wall like he's supposed to be hidden in the shadows. And then you see Nightcrawler, he's above, he teleports in, but apparently he was already in there according to how they filmed it. It's really weird.
Yeah, and it depends on how bright your TV is. If the brightness is up, you'll see it right away. But if it's low, then you won't notice. It's all about the brightness level, which is
Oh,
funny.
okay.
Yeah, so they probably intended it to be darker always, and it's not always.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could see him like clear as day on my TV.
That's funny. But there's another thing. If you put the subtitles on when you watch this movie, they do Jubilee wrong.
Oh no.
because Storm goes Jubilee, but if you watch the subtitles on, it says Julie. Oh, it's so hysterical. Erasing. Julie, are you there?
I don't know why that's so funny.
I know. I don't know why it is either, but it cracked me up.
I can't read. Julie.
Is Julie there? I'm looking for a fat, sweaty girl. Oh my god.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, I have to try to read this next scene, and it's long.
Right.
All right. Logan goes off on his own to find answers about his past. He makes his way down to the operating room where he finds x-rays of his metal claws. He begins to have flashbacks of the operation. In comes Stryker. He begins explaining the temperaments of adamantium to Logan. He looks at Deathstrike and reveals she was also experimented on. Deathstrike. I keep laughing about Julie. It keeps coming back.
You're welcome.
Deathstrike shows her claws and attacks. Stryker leaves the kids to play. Wolverine and Deathstrike lock into an epic battle until Wolverine plugs her full of adamantium and leaves. I found this scene very heartbreaking because we don't know how Yoriko was, and like she wakes up to herself dying. Like that's terrible.
Who knows? She might have remorse. She might just be oblivious or uncertain, and it's just like it's so sad. And I think the way that comes out of her eyes too represent the tears. Oh, it's so sad. But it's a very intense scene. It's a very brutal scene. The way she stabs all over the place. That's crazy. And what's interesting, I don't know if you noticed this. Deathstrike's claws are like segmented, so they fit in her hands, kind of like one of those old plastic lightsaber toys where they go or like an antenna, and they come out like. So that's kind of cool to know.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Okay. 24. Paro gets bored on the Blackbird. He tells Bobby and Rogue he's going to see what's going on the base, and leaves. Bounces.
You get all the short ones. You get all the short ones.
Shorty, short.
Shorty, short. Jason continues to have Charles locate all mutants. She starts telling Charles to kill them all. Outside Jinky Cerebro, all of the men's grenades unplug at once. Nito has arrived. He puts on his helmet as all mutants start to have splitting headaches. Nito be protected, though, by his helmet. Outside, Stryker begins to make his escape. In Jinky Cerebro, everything shuts down as Nito magnetically stops the machine and reworks it to kill all humans. Mystique shifts into Stryker and tells Jason to continue. Magneto says his goodbyes to Charles, and the two evil M names leave.
Nice.
So it's kind of unclear. Like, Magneto has that big scene where he like moves everything around, and it's really cool looking, but really like it's Mystique turning into Stryker that tells Jason to have Xavier kill all humans. So I guess maybe Magneto amplified it to connect all humans.
Maybe. Or did he's the one that moved? He moved all the panels around.
Yeah, he moved the panels around, but that's not what causes like humans to be targeted.
So. Oh, okay. Because I thought the reason why it was working is because of where the position was, but I guess it's not. Okay.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I would guess he's probably like just improving the signal to like encompass, because there's so many more humans than mutants. Right.
Yeah, I felt like the way that was positioned was just a mutant position, and then if you rearrange them, it's like a signal to humans. So it reverses the way that it processes.
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, all these soldiers totally blew up. Like, brutal movement for a movie. We don't see it, but they just exploded.
Yeah.
I put the thing that Xavier does is like foreshadowing to what happens in Logan. So the way that he like sends a signal and their like brains are like frying is like, it's like almost like this is the start of what happens in Logan when it's happening everywhere.
That's true.
It's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolverine catches up to Stryker at his getaway jet and stabs him. Stryker tells Logan he volunteered for the experiment, mainly because Logan was such a shit person. Logan hears the damn alarms. It's like, it's your choice. It's like, maybe you needed the money. I don't know. Stryker tells him a flooding is inevitable. He offers Wolverine a team-up to find answers on his past. Oh, such a fake, stupid answer. Empty promises. Logan ties Stryker to his jet and goes back to help the X-Men. Yeah.
Right.
The thing about Stryker is like, he is a villain that you just purely hate. Like, he is not sympathetic in any way. You can't feel or understand his motives. Like, he's just an asshole. Like, this entire movie.
I agree. Like, he's terrible, and that's why I think people love to hate him. Like, he just has no remorse whatsoever for mutants, and he'll kill anyone to like kill more mutants.
Yeah. Ugh.
Storm, Cyclops, Jean, Nightcrawler, and the kids find janky Cerebro. They realize it's now targeting humans. As Stryker struggles to escape, he feels Cerebro's effects. All humans on Earth are racked with pain. Jean tells everyone that if they open janky Cerebro, it can kill Charles and everyone he's connected to. Which is interesting because we saw Magneto stop it first and then open it. So he knows that you can't do that.
Yeah.
Storm has an idea. She asks Kurt to port them in so they can stop Xavier without opening the door. Kurt attempts a blind jump, and it works. Him and Storm brave Jason's illusions. They see the little girl. Storm tries talking to Xavier. Storm calls upon the icy winds to freeze Jason out. Xavier sees through Jason's illusions and stops. So yeah, you said it earlier, but like Storm has so much more attitude and bite in this movie. She's so much cooler. She's still not like what I want from Storm, but it's a lot better.
Yeah, it's getting better for sure. And this Jason chick, I looked up the actress. It's Keely Purvis is her name. Creepy, confident, snide. Like she's like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "Oh, you know that Professor Xavier. He's not here. It's all it's for nothing. Get out of here." Like, she's so good.
Yeah,
you're
she's
all
so
going to
good.
die down here.
Yes, that's what I was getting that again from Utah.
Yeah, I love it. And I love Storm using like Nightcrawler's faith back at him. He's like, "I have faith in you."
Yeah. Good thing it worked out, because what if they like poured it into a wall?
Right?
He's like, "Fuck your faith."
Like, I guess that. Yep. I guess that's that. Nito chains Stryker to a wall. As him and Mystique are about to fly away in Stryker's helicopter, they see Pyro and take him with them. Yes, join us. Join us! They leave just in time as the dam breaks. Logan desperately tries to find the X-Men. Nightcrawler ports Xavier and Storm out of janky Cerebro, leaving Jason to die. Yeah, it's like, I'll save you, not you.
Yeah, fuck you.
You're too dangerous. Oh. Anyway, Wolverine saves the X-Men and together they escape to the surface. They find the helicopter is gone. Bobby and Rogue pull up in the Blackbird in the nick of time. Oh, Rogue tried to fly this Blackbird though. Like, girl.
She's so upset.
Like, ah! I can't do it. Wolverine takes one last look at Stryker and Alkali and leaves with the X-Men. Jean senses Pyro went with Nito.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Storm struggles to take off, but the Blackbird has lost power. The dam fully ruptures. Jean sadly looks at her team and then limps outside. Xavier feels her and tells the team where she went. Jean psychically takes control of the Blackbird and begins takeoff as she staves off the dam water. She locks the ramp and stops Kurt's teleportation powers. Through Charles, Jean tells them she must sacrifice herself to save them. It's the only way. As she holds off the water, Jean erupts in fire and then lets the water take her. The Blackbird hovers over the water, but there's no sign of her. The Blackbird takes off. Oh, Kevin, when I first saw this in fucking theaters, I shit myself. Like, this was so amazing. I knew exactly what they were doing. They hinted at, the Phoenix, and I was just elated. Like, oh shit, we're getting the Phoenix in physical form.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. All the feels. And just like little things. Like when you can see Nightcrawler trying to teleport and it's like just like fizzling and like super neat, super fun. Yeah, and you can argue that she was strong enough. She could have been on the Blackbird and done this from the Blackbird, but part of the story is her finding the confidence and finding, she's still unsure with her powers and she's learning, and she's discovering how powerful she is. She doesn't know. She still has limitations on herself. And it's cool that this is coming out this way. She's willing to make that sacrifice.
And I would argue that, yeah, like you said, she's coming into her powers, but she had to be like in front of the Blackbird in order to hold off the water. So I don't know. It kind
Yeah.
of makes sense to me that with her power level where it is, that she had to see it to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we can't go into this part yet. We have to we have to talk about this Logan Scott scene after we see that Jean has been covered by the water and is essentially dead. They're acting, both of them, brilliant. The way they hug each other and lean on each other, I love it. And even through a visor, James Marsden's doing it. Wolverine's subtle, like little tears, fighting through the tears. I geek out. I do.
It's an amazing scene.
Yeah, because it happened before. That's like, wait, I can't go to the president yet. All right. Anyway, so scene 30. At the White House, the president prepares for his reaction to the mutant shenanigans. Just when his speech starts, the room freezes except the president. Stormy weather rolls in. The X-Men appear in the room. What a fucking entrance. This is... I get goosebumps when this happens. Like the flicker and then the lightning and the darkness, and they're there, and they're staring at him. Oh, the chills. It's so powerful. I love it. Anyway, Charles shows him the private files of William Stryker exonerating mutants. The president says he had no idea of this anti-mutant plot. Everything unfreezes, and the president continues his speech, but this time from the heart and a little more pro-mutant. Well, we actually don't see him do it. Well, do we? No.
Not really.
Is that after?
It feels like
It
it's
gives you
going to
the
be
feeling.
more pro-mutant. Yeah, I think it does it in like a overview.
Yes, because Professor X gives this amazing speech, and he says, maybe we can work together for a better future. As everyone stares, and we still see, we talk just like we've lost losses on both sides, and we can see the sadness and the grief that's going on, and it leaves more hopeful because the president is just like, I see a little bit, I understand a little bit, I'm more sympathetic now, and it kind of leaves us on that note, which is really nice.
Yeah. All right. Back at the manor, Xavier, Logan, and Scott discuss Jean's past and her decision to sacrifice herself. They are interrupted by students. Logan and Scott have a moment. Logan admits that Jean chose Scott. Xavier sits down with the students. He's about to start a speech when he looks out the window. He seems to feel something and says it will be all right. Back at Alkali Lake, we see something strangely resembling a flaming bird flying over the water. So, do you feel like I do that Professor X sensed that Jean was still alive?
Yes, absolutely.
And this brings up a continuity question. So if he senses she's still alive and smiles, he senses something good. And if Jean doesn't come out of the lake until halfway through X3, what was she doing?
Masturbating. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Julie!
Yeah. So this one I like too, because before there is the grief scene, but this is where like Wolverine, I like Wolverine here. He said he's being a kind of honest man. And he tells Scott, he's like, Jean did make a choice. It was you. And this is where I get mad because I wish Scott did more than just walk away and do his little eye raise, like, oh, whatever. Like, that's a dick move because Wolverine here was trying to be the bigger person. He was giving the olive branch. He wanted somebody that he could share his grief with and confide in, and Scott just walks away. He wants to be alone. And I get it. Maybe he's grieving in a different way, but I was sad.
Yeah, that was kind of a dick move. I mean, at the same time, like, Logan did kiss his girlfriend, but he doesn't know that.
Right. Yeah. They've been dicks to each other and stuff, and I guess in that moment, it would make sense that he's kind of, it makes sense because Cyclops is very much kind of a front person. He doesn't not like to show his vulnerabilities and his weaknesses and his emotion. He doesn't like to show that. He likes to put on a brave face all the time. So in that sense, it makes sense because he's like he knows if he opens up to Wolverine that he'll lose it and he can't fall apart right now.
That's true.
There we go.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So some notes here. So we were supposed to get Beast, Angel, and a more like
Gambit
filled out Lady Deathstrike, and yeah, Gambit was discussed. I remember they specifically said they didn't put in Beast and Angel because they thought it would be too many blue people that people would get confused.
Yeah.
We were also supposed to get the Sentinels and the Danger Room. I think the Sentinels in the Danger Room, but Fox chopped it due to budget. And I found this story from Hugh Jackman that gave me pleasure. Hugh Jackman told the story on Leno. He said in the scene when he's running through Weapon X naked, which I'm sure he's wearing like something to cover himself up because he's backlit, so you can't see anyway. He said that they played a joke on him. When he was running, he turned a corner and all the female cast was there with James Marsden's mother, and they were catcalling him and waving wands.
I kind of do remember this now that I think about it. I do remember this story. That's funny.
Yeah, and Alan brought up like if that happened in today's atmosphere, it might not have gone as well as it might have in 2003. But it depends too on like how the actors like how comfortable Hugh Jackman is with these people too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was based on in X-Men God Loves Man Kills. That's where we get a lot of the story with Stryker kidnapping Charles, and he brainwashes Charles, and he wants to use Charles to kill the mutants. So that's where we get a lot of that. And then Magneto approaches the X-Men, and he wants to team up so that way they can save Charles because he knows like Charles is dangerous. What we don't get in that is Magneto trying to then kill humans. That was original to the movie. And then at the end, Charles asked Magneto to join the X-Men, and Magneto says no. So this was like kind of the first olive branch between them.
Okay.
When Ultimate X-Men Return to Weapon X retold the story, William Stryker was not in it. Instead, it was Kestrel, John Wraith from Weapon X. He's actually in X-Men Origins Wolverine, played by, I think, I can't remember his name. We'll talk about him, though, when we get there.
Okay.
From Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, Willem.
Will.i.am. Yeah.
Will.i.am, yeah. I'm
So,
thinking Willem.
Yeah.
Will.i.am.
Yeah. So it's more so the government was putting through Weapon X to kidnap mutants and control them to act as weapons. And the X-Men actually get kidnapped as well, and they are forced to like carry out missions. So it took on like a much darker tone in Return to Weapon X, but you can see how that translated to X2. So yeah, they also had like S.H.I.E.L.D. involved in that one. So yeah, it got more government-y. And the part that I was going to tell you is, in my opinion, because X2 was so popular, what ended up happening in 2005 in the comics is it was revealed that William Stryker never killed his son, that he faked his son's death and then gave him to, I think it was AIM, or Hydra, AIM. He gave his son to AIM to find a cure for him being a mutant. So that way Jason Stryker later became a character in the comics as a grown man working with William Stryker.
Oh, that's so funny because I knew all this stuff happened, but I always thought that was something that happened before. But it's because of the success of the movies that inspired the comics. That is so crazy.
And the fact that the movie named him Jason Stryker after Jason Weingard, and then the comics continued with the name Jason Stryker. Yeah, it's definitely brought on from the movie.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Craziness. That's neat.
I love it. It's Inception.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, it totally is.
Art, inspiring movie, inspiring art, inspiring movie, inspiring art. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but it's been a long episode. Let's go ahead and do our wrap up. So, how would you rate this? Britishly bitchin' like Emma, pretty cool like Iceman, Australian Wolverine, fat and sweaty like Julie, or unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deadpool.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to say this movie, Britishly Bitchin', this is a movie that is so good. Like, it's, I mean, you can, if you really get into it nitty gritty, you can find flaws and everything, but this was doing so many things right. The action sequences, the characters, the emotional development, the pacing, the storyline. It was all really interconnected and fit seamlessly. It was a really good time. This is one of the best X-Men movies that on all of them that I can remember, and it's iconic and for the time that I was growing up, and very popular and very nice. I'm happy with it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I echo that. It's Britishly bitchin' like Emma. And the reason I say that is this is like what I want from comic book movies. I'm not going into the movie like expecting it to just go straight by the comic, because these comics have been around over 60 years. So you're not going to get a straight adaptation. But the fact that you can connect as a fan, you can connect like where they took it from, and you can respect that they respect the media. Like, this is, I feel, what MCU movies do really well, is a lot of times you can see all those chords and you can explain why they made the changes they did because they make sense. So this to me is like MCU quality. If every single X-Men was like this, I would wholeheartedly be like, yeah, integrate the X universe with the MCU. But the fact every movie is not like this, I'm like, fuck this universe, blow it up, start over again.
Yeah, this is definitely a diamond in the rough.
Yeah. All right. Who would you say is the MXP?
See, I started this not knowing, and I'm still not sure who to pick, because this is an ensemble of really well crafted characters doing really great things. I do wish Cyclops had more screen time. I'm still bitter about that, but when he was on, he was good. But who should I give it to? I mean, there's Nightcrawler for the opening scene alone. That could be really great. I love Jean in this. I think she does really well. I'm going to give it to Magneto for being the fabulous queen in this entire movie.
We love what you did with your hair.
Yes. Giggling like a schoolgirl in the plane. And, even like when he escapes the prison, the whole, there's too much lead in your blood. Oh, and I can sense it in his little smile. And then when he's floating there and he shoots the balls. But he's like, you can see his face. He's like, I love this. I kill people. Like, I don't know. I'm escaping. It's fun. And his flair for the dramatic is really on point in this movie. So I'm going to give it to Magneto. But it was really hard to decide.
I am going to give it to Jean. I think even though she's not like the main character, the story pushes her the most. Like, we see the most growth from her. The fact that she took out Scott so easily and then sacrificed herself to save her team, like, she takes the cake for me. She's amazing in this.
Yeah,
but I do love your reasons for Magneto.
Yeah. And part of the reason why I picked Magneto there too is because the X Factor is my Jean. Jean is my X Factor. Because I feel like this is probably the best representation of the Jean Phoenix saga in any of the movies. This movie is barely gets any of it, but it's the best representation we have. So that's my X Factor.
Yeah, and for me, like, it is the best representation. I'd say kind of reviving William Stryker, because he's used fairly a lot after this, and they added Jason in there. So, like, the fact that this movie was so good that they basically brought a character back and then, like, used him more and added his son, like, that says a lot for what this did for the X universe.
Yeah.
All right, keeping it simple. Previously on, who is your favorite Ultimate redesign? Jean Grey, Storm, Cyclops, or Wolverine?
I didn't like Jean because I didn't like the short hair on her. I remember that. I'm going to say Storm. I like her. I like her look. I like the long flowy hair. I like the sexy outfit. I'm gonna say Storm.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I thought Cyclops and Wolverine were kind of bland, so it's between Jean and Storm. I went with Jean. I like the short hair. I think it gives her a different dimension to her character, and also her character was a lot more sure of herself and a lot more flirty. So maybe I'm putting what I know of the character behind her redesign, but all in all, I like what they did with
she
her.
looks like season 6 Phoebe Halliwell.
She does. You're right. All right. So next up, we have X-Men: The Last Stand. Yep, we have to do this, Kevin.
That's the one. The shit show is starting. Here we go.
Yeah. I will still argue it has some good in
absolutely.
it, unlike some of the other X-Men movies. But we'll talk about it in full next week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be going through this. And this episode was super long. We expected it to be. We had lots to talk about. So, but I'm glad we did.
And I'm glad you stuck with us, Sexy Xyz. Thank you. I know it was a longer episode, but this movie deserves to be fully explored.
Yes.
All right. Well, if they can't get enough of you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can follow my personal Instagram, KJEEZY87. That's really all I am. And then you can follow the other podcasts that I do. We're on a break right now, but it's Words of the Witches, where we talk about the Charmed published material. Working on a Charmed musicale.
And you can find me on Instagram under Shawn Porrett, ShawnPorrett. That leads you to my book, my other older podcasts, or any other projects that I worked on, because I just like doing things. And thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Julie!
Julie! Julie, are you in there?